Let's run it back and compare different models of the 1989 Air Jordan 4 White Cement. Welcome back to the channel, and if you haven't already, why don't you hit that subscribe button. Originally released in 1989 and worn on the feet of Michael Jordan was the White Cement Air Jordan 4. Today I'm doing something a little different than my usual content. If you want to hear the history of the Air Jordan 4 White Cement, I did do a video a couple months ago, and you can watch it here on my channel at 4C23. But today I'm doing a comparison between the 1999 Air Jordan 4 White Cement, the 2016 Air Jordan 4 White Cement, and the newly 2025 Air Jordan 4 White Cement. Now, I don't have the original 89 to compare it to. I only have now in my collection the Fire Red 1989 Air Jordan 4, so I'll keep that out of the comparison. I picked my Air Jordan 4 up this morning from Foot Locker, and it was pretty easy cop this morning, which I am happy to say. To my surprise, I haven't opened up a White Cement Air Jordan 4 since 1999 that I fully enjoy. Opening the box this morning outside of Foot Locker and looking at the shoe, it looks exactly how I remember getting my very first pair of Air Jordan 4 in 1999, the White Cement colorway. And that is this one here from 1999. Comparing all the models that I've had over the years, this is the best retro I have seen in a long time. Some people are complaining about the texture of the leather on the shoe itself, but you know what, for me, I like that heavy cut leather. I like this stiffness to it. It makes the shoe last longer, because when it's soft, hence the Air Jordan 4 2016, you get a lot of creasing to the toe box, and I prefer this stiffer material in my Air Jordan 4. The shoe itself, I am pretty impressed. The box is exactly like it was in 1989. What I wish it had would be a little flight catalog inside the shoe box. That'd be a kind of cool touch. This original 1999 shoe hang tag, which I like because that's the model that I first fell in love with, was the 1999 version of the Air Jordan 4, and having this 1999 version of the hang tag instead of the 1989, which was kind of the bubble, which I prefer better. I like this hang tag on it. And in 1999, when I first got my pair, I did rock the orange tag on the shoe at least for a week or two after the release, and then I'll cut it off. But right now, I may keep it on there. I'm not too sure. I know there's a like or hate thing on the hang tag being hung on the side while wearing it. All right, let's get into this. So originally in 1989, the Air Jordan 4 White Cement was the most popular colorway in the collection. And you could see a lot of action photos of Michael Jordan wearing the White Cement Air Jordan 4 on court. Especially this photo of Michael standing beside Muggsy Bogues. A clear shot of that Nike Air on the heel. Awesome. Okay, well, let's compare the three models. I'll give you my honest opinion on the retro. First, we'll talk about the 2016 and everything I hated about this shoe. On the original Air Jordan 4 in 1989 and 1999, the White Cement colorway on all the paneling, the triangle lace tabs here, and the midsole and the back Nike Air logo, the cement print was gray with a splatter print on top of the Nike logo, as well as on top of everything. So it actually felt, you could feel the texture of the black paint. And on the new version, they actually brought that back. You could feel the texture of the black splatter paint. It actually brought it back on the back of the Nike Air heel as well, and on the wings on the side of the shoe as well. And that, to me, is something that should have been added to the shoe years ago when they started retroing the shoe, because it is something from the late 80s, early 90s, that all the shoes that Nike created with speckle print on it, it all had that texture to it. And there was just something about that, seeing it on the shoe, and when you open the shoe, it just gave you, there's just something about the speckle print being raised. It's just so cool. And I'm glad they brought it back on the 2025 model. The 1999 model also had that speckle print, as you can see on the shoe here, all around. You could feel the texture of the speckle print, and that is one thing I love about the new 2025 model. Another thing I hated, and if you've watched my my videos for a very long time, you'll understand what I'm saying. I hate from this part of the shoe down. For some reason, Nike got a way of crafting the shoe where it looks sleek and nice. And this 2016 model looks awful compared to the 1999 version and the 1989 version. The 2025 version actually gives us a sleek, very nice toe with a very nice cut. And I'll throw a picture up here of what I'm talking about. But you can see the cuts here are super low, which it looks like the shoe is kind of shifted to the right. And if you look on this one, you'll see that the cuts of leather are very in sync with where the dips of, they call the riggers go, the dips over here. So when this dips, it dips, and it just makes the shoe look a lot more pleasing to the eye as someone who likes design of the sneaker. Most people who are not into sneakers or anything like that, they won't care what we're talking about. But as a shoe head and as a collector since 1989, these things matter to us because that is the way that we remember seeing this shoe. If this shoe was new and we've never seen it before, we would probably like it this way, but we saw it this way originally in 89. So it's great that they brought that back. The shoe actually has great cuts of leather, and it's thicker this time, which I love, because on that 2016 you had really thin cuts of leather, and it just didn't look right. I may be mixing up my shoes right now. Other things on the 2016 compared to the 2025 that I really didn't like was the way the tongue sit. It sat very straight and it's very thin compared to the newer model, which is more in sync with the 1999 version as well as the military blue. If you got the military blue, you'll understand what I mean, where the tongue is nice and full. Almost feels like a skater tongue from the old skate shoes. But on the 2016, you see how the angle of the tongue is super straight, and this one kind of flows back a little bit, so when you have the shoe on, it sits nicely on your ankle. But on this one, when it sits super forward, so when your foot is in it, it looks goofy. So I do like that they fixed the angle of the shoe. As you can see, it's not banana toed anymore. It's very angular, which was exactly how the 1999 version as well as the 89 version was. Another thing that I hated on the 2016, and the only reason I bought this is because it had the Nike Air on the back. I probably would have passed on it, but the Nike Air on the back just pulled me in. But what I hated on the 2016, which they got right on the 2050 or on the 2025, is the size of the mesh window here. It is huge on the 2016 and cut super low, where it does not look as clean, and I can't explain this because it's stupid, but I can't explain what it makes the shoe look better with the smaller window with the mesh on the side than this big one on the side. If you look very closely, you may not see it, but the angle of these wings make a complete difference of how the shoe is going to look. Do you see on the 2016 pair there, it looks like it's stitched on an angle. So from this midsection here, it angles up toward the back of the shoe. But if you look on an original pair of 89 as well as a 99, it is angled very straight and horizontal to this line of the midsole, which moves the wings into a straighter position where it doesn't look weird. If you look at it, I could see it on the video right now. It looks weird. And I like that the 2025 version and whoever's in charge at Jordan Brand making this shoe look like it should. Big congrats. I like how they fixed the Nike Air on the back with that speckle print over the Nike Air. And if you look closely, you'll see that this is just black on top of a printed speckled print. And this is black with speckle print over top of the gray as well as the black. And that is one touch that I think is a great touch that Jordan Brand threw in on there. Other things that I am happy with is the cut of the mesh. If you look closely on the top-down view of the mesh, this mesh view is very squared off, but on the original, it was round. And they gave us a round cut here, which is better, in my opinion, and more pleasing to the eye. And also, the toe box is straight on the 2025, and on the 2016, it kind of curls to the inside of your foot, which, in my opinion, the 2025 has a better visual appearance on the toe down view. Now, everything else, it's white cement. The color of the cement, that doesn't bother me because it all looks like white cement to me. But all in all, I think that Jordan Brand did a great job. I am very happy with this release, and it is going straight to feet. The next day, maybe even tonight, I might wear them tonight. Maybe with my Sal's Famous Peaches shirt. And if you all know what this is from, the classic movie where we saw these shoes worn by Buggin' Out in 1989. And this is the place that Mookie, Spike Lee's character, worked. I might be rambling on about the white cement Air Jordan 4, but I have been waiting for a good retro since the 1999 version. I loved my 1999 version. Everything about it was great. It is made. The 99 version is made with synthetic leather, and the 2025 is made with real leather. So, to be honest, the 2025 has better materials, but this material was softer in 99, and I agree with some of the people that it feels stiff. But I like the stiffness to the shoe. I love the padding on the ankle. I think that looks better. It's more pleasing to the eye. And definitely the shape. Like, I can't get over the shape. If you look at this part from the black up to the toe, you can see that this swoops up like a banana toe, and there's something with the cuts of the leather here that makes the shoe look off, right? Like this point here on this shoe and this point, it just looks different. But if you look at these shoes side by side, which one's more pleasing to the eye? Is this one because of the shape? In my opinion, let me know in the comments below if you don't see what I see. But certain things is more pleasing to the eye, in my opinion, on a design of a shoe. I may be rambling, and I'm sorry for that. I will be giving these away probably. I don't know if I'll give them to a thrift store or look for a buddy of mine who wants these, but these ones are either giving away or maybe throw them up for $50 on Marketplace or something, but these will be going. I don't like these. I really don't, never have. I tried to make them look good as best I could. I bend the tabs. I would relace it different ways, but this tongue and that toe box, it just killed me. Everything about that one. But I am happy with the 2025. Everything is correct to what I see of what I want in a retro shoe. The only complaint I have is the price tag. Why is this shoe $290 Canadian? I think that's $259 American. This should be the same price as, say, the Nike Air Tech Challenge 2, because it's exactly the same. You got plastic, you got an air pocket, and you got a sole. So in my opinion, it should be $150 US instead of $250 US. But all in all, it's a great shoe. I am happy with this pickup. The toe box is finally correct. If you want a comparison from this model to the original in '89, give my boy OG or Bust a watch, because he'll probably have one up right away. But all in all, I think this shoe, retro this year, I'm excited because I haven't seen one this good since '99. And I give it a 10. In my opinion, the mesh is not attached to the tongue like it was in that one time. The mesh is angled correct. The speckle print looks good. Nike Air is placed on the back of the shoe correct. So I'm happy. All in all, I'm happy. And yeah, that's all I really have to say. I just thought I'd put a video out on today's release of the Air Jordan 4 White Cement and let everybody know what I think about this release. And I'm happy. And let me know in the comments below what you guys think about the Air Jordan 4 White Cement. And like I said, if you haven't watched any of my older models, I do have an in-depth history of the Air Jordan 4 White Cement in some of my older videos. So give that a watch. And if you don't already, make sure to follow me on Instagram at 4C23. And until next time,